As our second place Abe Lincoln Scholarship recipient is a Latin scholar, it seems appropriate that we turn to an expression born from Latin for describing her. Ex nihilo nihil fit. Out of nothing, nothing is produced. It refers to the need to put in hard work to accomplish something great. That is the story of Danielle Jackson. A 4.0 GPA National Honor Society scholar, a Pike High School Star Student of the Month, the first female from Indiana to be accepted to the Western Golf Association Caddy Academy in Illinois. JROTC, Church Youth Group, a founder of her own nonprofit organization. She's a part of her community, weaving her own threads into the fabric of society. She's giving back and making a difference. Her story, however, includes some darker chapters. They cover things that most children can never imagine. From an early age, Danielle has experienced some of the harshest lessons that life can teach us. At a time when many young children have play dates or spend a lazy morning watching cartoons, she was removed from her parents' home after witnessing physical abuse and seeing her parents battle a drug addiction. She was placed with another family member, but found no peace there either. She experienced some of the cruelest acts that a family member can do to another before she was moved again. While neither her living situation nor her family has ever reached a true sense of stability, Danielle never let that stop her. In middle school, she recognized the importance of education. She discovered where her future rested, in college, an accomplishment that she'd be the first in her family to achieve. And she dedicated herself toward that goal. She knew that she could and that she would put in the hard work to accomplish something great. Throughout high school, she's demonstrated that dedication, and she put in the work. Her grade point average climbed steadily year by year, and she's reached the top 2% of the students in her class. She served her community, and she put in the many hours. When her grandmother first brought her to church, Danielle felt God speak to her. Since that first moment, she's given herself to youth groups and dance troupes and to being a part of her religious community. Whether she's caddying on the golf course, helping children at a daycare, or completing her schoolwork, Danielle gives her full self to everything that she sets out to do. Everywhere she goes, she serves. The world has noticed, and opportunities are opening up to her. Her goal is within her grasp. She's applied to several universities, and she'll soon have her pick of which to attend. Any of them will be fortunate to have her. While Danielle's experiences might have been too much for some, she's unearthed strength from them. Being able to overcome a tragic childhood has been the best part of my success, she wrote. I was able to overcome a dangerous situation and strive in my teen years. From tragedy and pain, she drew forth hope. And she's held on to hope throughout her life, even during her darkest days. It's inspired her to change the world in whatever way she can. Psychiatry is the path she has selected. She's recognized the symptoms of mental illnesses within her family and has experienced the consequences firsthand. She knows others out there need her help. Others around her see the gifts she's ready to bring to the world. Danielle has always been determined to not let her circumstances define her, her guidance counselor wrote in her recommendation letter. All her teachers described Danielle as diligent, conscientious, trustworthy, intelligent, and hardworking. Her counselor also wrote that she stands in awe of Danielle's emotional intelligence, as well as her resilience, perseverance, and spirit. She is easily one of the most impressive young ladies I have been around in my 41 years as an educator. Our committee saw the same impressiveness, and Danielle left us in awe at how she embraced an ethic of hard work and overcame her hardships to produce incredible achievements. She embodies the qualities that would make this scholarship's namesake proud. As we opened with Latin for our description of Danielle, it seems fitting then that as we celebrate Danielle and wish her well in her future, we should finish with another Latin phrase. Carpe diem, seize the day. Please join me in congratulating Danielle Jackson.
So you're a caddy. half the room wants to know, you have any tips for those that are heading out to play golf sometime in July? Because in Indiana weather, it's going to snow for the next 18 months. No, but any advice for a good golf game?
Pick days where it's nice outside and not where it's windy, because that's when everybody comes outside and you're just like, it's a beautiful day and it's like a dry day, like no caddies are going out. And then when it's like 5 degrees and it's super windy, everybody's there and you're like, oh, great.
Now, is there a way to tip a caddy? I mean, so what is the appropriate way to tip? Because, these folks they want to tip you, right? So what is your philosophy on tipping? How does that look for you?
It depends. Like, I'll tell a story. I was on a certain loop, and I had to clean out the grooves of the club, and he didn't give me a tip at all. And then,
boo. Did you get a name? We'll talk later. All right.
And then I had a lady who only did 5 holes, and she tipped me like $40. So I feel like as much work as I give you, you should at least give something back. So, yeah.
Thank you on that. On a serious issue like mental health and mental health issues, so often misunderstood because we don't know what cross someone is carrying. You've seen that in your life. So how do we address that issue from your perspective? Because so often we don't know what to say. We don't know that we can say anything, right? And like at the workplace, I can never ask someone, excuse me, are you having an episode? So, or even in a room. I don't know people, table 5 or 19 or 11, what they're dealing with. So how do we deal with this? How do we address this in a way that's humane and compassionate?
Questions. You ask questions, and I feel sometimes people just don't want to talk, like at the moment. So I feel like you also have to give people time to adjust to their situation, because some people are just dealing with it themselves in their particular moment. So questions and time. Because time tells, Like, if you say, how are you doing? And the person is like, I don't want to talk about it. Just sometimes you got to brush it off and not let them talk about it. But then you can come back and ask again and maybe you want to talk about it in that particular moment. That's what I learned, and that's kind of how I am, is to just wait and give me time.
And final question, as your name was said and you had a long walk, you were overcome with tears. So what does this mean to you to be able to receive this amazing recognition, but for your life as well? Because you had a long walk, and I even got you a tissue just in case. So Brandon got it for you. So, but if you need it, it's there. If you don't, that's fine. But what does this mean to you?
Well, someone always told me, don't cry to quit. You already hurt, and you might as well get a reward from it. So it's like, I've cried so much, and I didn't give up. And look, I got a reward from it. So,
Ladies and gentlemen, Danielle Jackson.